Hello, welcome back to another Tales of the SITBIT. Yes, you know how things are. If you want to skip the story, I will put the timestamp right about now, and then you can skip to see the books. Okay? In the last episodes, I talked about the ending of SITBIT. And after I shot the video, I said, I should have clarified a little bit more. SITBIT was actually not the business, the actual business that was shut down. The team that I put together, okay, for those that follow my many stories, I had a bunch of ideas. Okay, one was fan logic. I'm not sure if I ever spoke about fan logic, but fan logic is to me the one, even more so than SITBIT, because SITBIT was a concept that was way ahead of its time. I recognized it back then that, hey, you know, with this idea, it's really way out there, perhaps a few years, if not a decade before its time. But if we work on it now, in a few years, it might be the one. But fan logic was the one that the team that I put together was actually working on. So in many ways, I was like the company was more or less a holding of multiple ideas, and everybody was involved in the idea or can participate in the ideas, because at the end of the day, maybe that was a wrong approach, but at the same time, I didn't know, I had enough hard time trying to find a team for one idea. There's no way for me to find separate team for separate ideas, right? So I had the Spice Ready idea. For those that, if I can remember which video I discussed the Spice idea, I will link below, but I'm sure some people will remember. But I talk about distributing spice with recipe, Spice Ready, and then there's fan logic, and then there's SITBIT, and then I have one more. Well, maybe two. One more. The other one was, I think the name, the domain that we bought was mycondolence.com. Yeah. So there was multiple ideas, all by me, all originated with me, and I put it out there with the teams, and then the team worked on various ideas at the same time. But most of the focus was on fan logic, because fan logic was something that we believe was ready now. Okay, the concept and the technology is available back then, was available back then, that I felt that it could happen now. The stumbling block to that idea, fan logic, has a lot more to do with how the music industry was created. I told the long story of this on the CGC forum, so I don't recall if I ever explained the whole concept in a video like this. But if you want to hear about it, let me know. I might make a video in the next SITBIT and talk about fan logic. But before I move on, mycondolence.com was the idea that I felt that, you know, with the way the internet was, we can get involved in memorizing someone in your family. You know, at the time of death, grieving, it's a lot to deal with, right? So I wanted to create a domain, a website where we provide all of your needs to deal with, you know, the whole funeral and all that stuff. So it's partnership up with funeral homes, flower shops, and then it helps you set up a virtual memorial thing, so that forever you can remember the person online, as well as set up charity and donation and all that stuff. So it's a whole thing that I had to deal with that morbid topic of death and dying, but at the same time it set up a virtual shrine, if you want to call it. But yeah, so that was the other one. That one was the least like idea from the team. I threw it out there. I didn't like it that much either because it's a morbid topic, okay? But it's out there. You know, the way I was trying to explain it to the team was, if you had this thing set up and the direction to the funeral homes and all that stuff is online, it will help you distribute the information to the people that you want to invite or set notice to, right? So, and direction and everything, the way the internet was at the time, I'm just like, you know, the last thing you want to deal with was people not knowing whether the wake is going to be, or what time, how to get there, all that stuff. But by having that website, you can refer everyone to the website and they will find out all the information they wish. They can also donate money. Yes, another one of those early crowdfunding, Patreon kind of ideas. You know, that has always been with me from way back 20 plus years ago, as far as crowdfunding and how to, you know, use the internet as a tool to raise money. Charity, you know, you can set up charities, scholarship, you know, assuming you are a wealthy person that has the kind of access to funding. But so that was the idea. mycondolence.com, I think that was the domain that I bought. Anyhow, I just want to include this part of the story in conjunction with the end of SITBIT, because the end of SITBIT was not just the end of SITBIT. It's the end of my entire group of babies that I had at the time, because the whole team was put together to work on all of those ideas. We just focused on fan logic the most because that was the one that we felt had the best chance to succeed, but all the other ideas was out there for the team to explore. Anyhow, that's the quick part of the story. Now, this book, you know, I'm a huge fan of double covers, right? And I have shown this book a few times on my channel, but I never really tell the story on how I acquire it. I rarely, I can count how many times I bought books outside the US. It's definitely not very often because shipping cost is expensive, okay? I don't care to pay double digit in shipping costs, especially the UK. I definitely only bought 2 things from the UK over the years, and this is one of them. This book. Okay, there you go. You can see the front cover, the interior one is about an 8.5-ish. You know, there's no corner creases, thankfully. You know, there's some spine ticks, but yeah. When I saw the listing, I'm not even sure. This is many years ago, before the days of me flipping comic books and buying a lot of books to flip. I was still searching based on specific title like Batman, you know, 251 or Batman 227. So I think I was searching for Batman 251, and in the search, this one popped up, even though it's in the UK. I remember seeing the listing, and I'm like, oh man, all the way from the UK, and it was not in a single listing. There was a bunch of other books. There was a bunch of other Neil Adams books, from Brave and the Bold to even X-Men. But many of those books was Pence copy, you know, the UK variant. And for some reason, this one was not. It was not cheap, okay? I man up to buy this lot because most of the other books was low grade, okay? Low grade. plus they pens copy as well. But when I saw this book, the outside cover is probably I say 3.0. It's pretty rough. The back is rough. The back has some major long creases. Okay, so I say the outside cover is like a 3.0, but the inside is like an 8.5. Luckily, all the flaws survive and skip the back cover. I have never pressed or cleaned this book. Okay, so you can see how nice the back cover is compared to the outer layer, which is pretty rough, all beat up. But yeah. So yeah, when I saw this book and the price tag, it was definitely not cheap, but I was addicted to double covers. And back in this point, when I bought it, I have certainly not that many double covers yet. Okay, it's probably the first. Now that I think about it, it's the first. What make this book special? It is the first double covers that I willingly pay a lot of money for. I got 3 other double covers before this book, but one of them I bought off the rack, the Fantastic Four that I talked about, and the other 2 double covers was by luck, by error. One, I bought the book, the seller never said it was a double cover. When I received it, woo! And another one was in a collection. Okay, I bought a collection, and I'm sure the owner didn't know about it because he didn't care, he didn't mention it. So it's also by luck. So those are the 3 double covers that I owned before buying this one. This was the very first one that I actually went out there and see the listing, buy it now, and I said, gotta have it. It was a SITBIT moment. I didn't really care to buy something from the UK. I didn't care that the rest of the books in the lots was kind of not something I cared to own. In fact, I still own many of those books because they low grade and they pens. Not something that a lot of people will pay a lot of money for. Anyhow, that's it for this episode of Tales of the SITBIT. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.